Okay, you're welcome, guys, to today's lesson. This is lesson 8, session 8 of your Unit 4, Leadership and Management. My name is Patrick Justice. I'll quickly start the lesson by recapping on our previous lesson. Previously, we looked at the influence of management and leadership, or the influence of leadership management on organizational culture. There, we looked at 3 sections. We're able to understand the concept of organizational culture and its significance. We reviewed different types of organizational culture based on Handy's and Deal and Kennedy's model. And we finished up with analyzing the impact of culture on work ethics, organizational performance, and employee uh, health and well-being, if you like. Do you recall? And are you happy with what we covered in the last lesson? Do you have any questions from that? Okay, I think that silence means no questions, so I'll go on to next to look at today's intent, therefore. Today's intent is about looking at the influence of leadership and management style on organizational culture. Still the same title or same intent on our previous lesson, but this time around, we'll be looking at 3 different sections: factors influencing organizational culture, such as mission, vision, and values. We're also going to look at the impact of emerging digital technologies on the leadership and management, and finally look at leadership and management styles shaping organizational culture or structure. Okay, is that clear on today's intent and objectives and outcome? All right, so we'll carry on by looking at the factors that influence organizational culture, this time looking at mission. So mission is the core purpose for the existence of an organization, which defines its objectives and values. Mission also shapes, the work focus, employee commitment, and alignment with organizational goals. So every organization will have some sort of reason why they exist, their objectives and their values. For example, Google's mission is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. This mission encourages a culture focused on innovation, knowledge sharing, and customer centric goals. Okay. Now, quiz. How can a clear mission influence employee motivation and performance in an organization? How can a clear mission influence employee motivation? Okay, how can it support employee motivation? 2 minutes. Write your answer in the chat or on Padlet wall. Okay, model answer. Yeah, a clear mission helps employee understand the broader purpose of their work, fostering motivation, unity, and commitment towards shared organizational goals. That's correct. Well done. Okay, next we'll look at the vision. What does vision mean in organization culture? Vision is a long-term goal or aspirational future that the organization seeks to achieve. The vision. It influences the culture by shaping strategic direction and employee engagement towards a vision or a transformational journey. For example, Tesla's vision is to create the most compelling electric cars in the 21st century. So Tesla's vision promotes a culture of innovation, sustainability, and forward thinking. Okay. So it's important to have a vision, and that will also drive the culture and engage the employee and give information to other people, to the direction of the business. Case study question: how might a poorly communicated or unclear vision lead to confusion or conflict within an organization? 2 minutes. The answers in the chat. Okay, model answer. Without a clear vision, employees may lack direction, leading to misaligned goals, reduced motivation, and inefficient decision making. Okay, so it's good to have a clear, easy to understand vision. Okay, otherwise it could lead to misalignment and lack reduced motivation. Next, we look at the values. So we've looked at mission, vision. We're looking at the values now for an organization to understand more about the culture. Values, value in an organization is the core principles and belief that guides behavior and decision making in the organization. It shapes organizational culture by promoting ethical standards and setting expectations for employees' conduct. Okay, for example, Patagonia's core values is about environmental sustainability and responsibility. So the company's commitment is to eco-friendliness practice, fosters a culture of corporate responsibility and employee loyalty. So they create an environment where employee can be loyal and they have corporate responsibility, which is visible, and this is under eco-friendliness. If you recall, here in the UK, if you live around McDonald's, you'll find that in McDonald's, the crew sometimes use black bean bags and walk along streets and neighborhood, picking up rubbish like we used cups, used papers and wrappers, okay, and bringing it back to the workplace, to the McDonald's store for disposal, for proper disposal. So that is, if you like, a corporate responsibility that by existing in a community, they may increase the trash that goes out in the community, and so they support in picking them up. Okay, some other organizations also that exist in communities would also have its social corporate responsibility by sponsoring nearby schools and events in the community. Okay, so all of that does help. That's all of that tells you about the value that the organization holds. Okay, their belief and principles. All right. Quiz: how can well-defined values help attract and retain talent in the organization? 2 minutes. Your answer in the chat. Okay, model answer. Employees who align with the organization's value feel more engaged and connected, fostering loyalty and helping the organization attract like-minded talents. Very true. So people not only work or are not motivated only for the money, but they may just be motivated due to the value and the standing of an organization, the mission, the vision, the value of that organization may just be something that can attract and retain talents within an organization and foster a good atmosphere of loyalty. Okay, so that's very important. The organization that you are familiar with, the organizations have a good cultural environment. Okay, which can sustain well-being. Next, we look at this image. Just gives you a pictorial representation of an organizational culture using various dimensions to achieve creativity and innovation in the long term. All right. Then, what is the impact of emerging technology on organizational culture? Now, technology obviously has an influence on organizational culture and the way in which organizations uh, perform and behave. Before now, we used traditional systems, which was more like manual, but today technology has come to play. We now have online, most systems we now have online, we have automation. So, and we have applications that refer to as data analytics, which enable organizations to make informed decisions in a very short time. In fact, evidence-based decisions. So it improves decision making. The workforce has also been transformed from mundane digital, repetitive tasks to automation, which also reshapes job roles, focusing on digital skills and shifting work environment to remote. Many people work online now, work remotely, which again was, if you like, made to bear during COVID as well. Many organizations had to start working remotely, and today we're working remotely. For example, we're having this lesson remotely instead of having it in the classroom. Okay, so these are how digital technologies have come to have a role in today's commerce. So organizations and businesses now embrace um, technology, digital technology. For example, Amazon's use of AI to improve customer experience and decision making, and their logistics, delivery logistics. Automation at Amazon allows them to deliver a personalized customer experience using by analyzing big data. Okay, big data, used to be referred to as metadata, okay, or data mining. But here, big data is data that is collected. Many of us, we have club cards like Tesco club card, Sainsbury card, and you probably and for use of that card, whenever you spend £1 here in the UK, they give you 1 penny, bonus into your card. And an ordinary customer would think that that penny, it's will obviously accumulate. After a while, you can buy something, tangible for free. All right. But actually, the stores are actually using that. They're actually using that, techniques to actually capture you know, your data, capture information from you. From your data, they can tell exactly who you are, where you live, your shopping habits, and all of those things, and they use that to their advantage. So same thing happens in Amazon. As you buy in Amazon, in fact, they give you information. They kind of want to sell you what you normally buy. They display that to you. You will see an example when we go forward with Netflix. All right. So, question here: how has digital technology transformed traditional job role within organization? How has digital technology transformed traditional job roles within organization? 1 minute or two? Yes, that's correct. Automation and AI has reduced repetitive tasks, creating demand for role focused on digital expertise like data analysis and cybersecurity. Obviously, cybersecurity is kind of new now and in thing now because of the fact that as we transition into using digital technology a lot and our life depend on digital technology and computers, then obviously we have lots of malwares of different types, ransomware, different types of, Trojans, now, filtering, you know, um, social, uh, you know, different types of of malware that is now infiltrating our systems. Okay, some by phishing. All right, and so cybersecurity is about protecting our systems and data from malicious or theft. You know, so or data theft as such. Right. Next, we look at this impact of emerging technology. So we have drivers and results. So the drivers are those bullet points you can see on the left. They go into digital transformation, which, as you can see, you have technology, management, and people. So the technology is the digital tangible systems that are used and softwares that are used. Management need to manage it and drive it somehow, and we need to manage people. And then by so doing, by so applying digital, transformations, we now have results of different nature, as you can see on those bullet points as well. It boosts sustainable growth, enhance well-being, okay, greater competitive advantage, customer interaction and collaboration. So all of the good things comes out of it as well. It creates a lot of values as well. Okay, next we look at social digital connectivity. Now, facilities this facilitates real-time collaboration through platforms like Slack, Zoom, Google Meet, and Microsoft Teams. In fact, we're using we're using a Google Meet right now. So these are social connectivity uh, platforms that enables people in different locations uh, to collaborate and participate in real time, like I'm having right now. So it encourages the sharing of knowledge and ideas across virtual teams, okay, fostering innovation and flexibility. Flexibility in the sense that you can be anywhere at any time and be able to collaborate with other people, all happening online, having virtual meetings and all of that. For example, many global organizations like Salesforce rely on digital collaboration tools to manage teams across time zones, ensuring seamless communication and productivity. Okay, time zones meaning that people work in today's globalized environment. People work from different countries and different locations, different time zones, can still interface and get work done. So there has to be a lot of tolerance or a lot of adjustment for that to happen. Quiz: what are the key benefits of using social platforms in workplace collaboration? 1 minute. Put that in the chat. Okay, let me look at the chat now. Okay, fair enough. Right. So, model answer: social platforms improve communication, foster collaboration, and enable faster feedback, leading to more dynamic and responsive work environment. Yeah, that's very true. And so this is what we're enjoying today. Next, we look at global dynamic complexity. Global dynamic complexity is about navigating diverse regulations, policies, and cultural differences in various markets or different various countries or locations, requiring flexibility and adaptability. Okay, organizations must adjust their strategies to align with local markets, affecting product designs, meeting, and operations. For example, Uber adapts its service model and policies to comply with regulations and cultural expectations in different countries. Okay, so different countries may have different rules and regulations and different policies and cultural differences. So in a globalized, multinational organization, the culture will mean that they would have to adapt their, you know, the culture to suit the local market where they exist. Okay. Uh, for example, in the Arab nation, Sundays are work day, while here in the UK, Sunday is a church day or an off day, it's a weekend. So while we work from Monday to Friday, in the Arab nations, they work from Sunday to Thursday. And so there needs to be some sort of adjustment there, you know. So, that's what you need to understand that just so that people need to be flexible and adaptable to function in the local market. What challenges do global companies face when adapting to local regulations and market? What challenges do global companies face when adapting to local market? Yeah, we just talked about it. Yes, that's correct. Possible answer: global organizations or companies face challenges such as compliance with diverse regulations, adjusting market to marketing strategies for cultural differences, and managing local customer expectations. So that's very true. Okay. Next, we look at the impact of emerging technology on organization on organizational structure, not culture this time, but structure. Structure meaning the um, the connection between the different tiers of operations in organization. So we usually have previously in the traditional system we have a tall, steep, organizational uh, structure. But with technology, digital technology has made that flatter now and has removed the middle management. So instead of having something very structured, now you have it very flat. Okay, so we now have more like B to C, business to consumer. In the traditional system, we used to have the manufacturer or the industry or the factory, then we have the wholesalers, then we have the retailers, and then the consumers. So that's how things were in that kind of structure. But today, from Amazon, for example, you can buy straight from the manufacturer to the consumer, eliminating the middlemen and or middle management in this case. So this is what the emergence of digital technology has also created in today's business world, saying that it has also created new roles like data scientists, social media managers, cybersecurity specialists, digital influencers, okay, brand ambassadors. All these are roles that have come up due to the fact that we now operate in digital platforms. Spotify adopts a flat structure where cross-functional teams work together to promote innovation and speed in decision making. Yeah. Question: how has the adoption of digital technology led to flatter organizational structure? I just explained that now. So take 1 minute. Yes, that's correct. Well done for there. That's correct. Model answer: digital tools facilitate better communication and decision making across teams, reducing the need for layered management and enabling more agile and responsive structure. Okay, agile will be another subject if we were talking about IT. Just talked about uh, you know uh, a kind of a flatter matrix way of working, which sometimes referred to as Scrum. Okay, but we leave that out for now. That's for another day, another subject. Um, Impact of digital technology on leadership and management. So here, data-driven leadership. So leaderships that are effective and efficient will also need to learn quickly how to use tools and how to manage data. So they rely on data analytics to make informed decisions, driven by the shift from intuition, gut-based, to data-driven decisions. So the time of using experience and gut feelings is no longer. Now, managers and leaders will use uh, data-driven analytical tools to make that decisions more, uh, you know, uh, data-driven information, which would aid decision making, better decision making. So leaders must that need to operate in digital environment will need to be adept, need to be skilled at interpreting data and using it to guide strategies and operations and decision making. For example, Netflix uses big data to guide its content development and market strategies, ensuring alignment with audience preference. I'm sure you will recall, if you are subscribed to Netflix, the type of movies that you watch. After watching that, when next you come onto Netflix, you see that they showcase similar type of movies in the same kind of environment or storyline for you to watch. And this is done automatically because as you're watching the movies, as you log on and watch movies, they're collecting data from you, from your profile, and the sort of things you watch. That way, they're able to showcase to you something similar that you might be interested in, and this is done automatically by computers. Okay, so quiz: what is the advantage of data-driven leadership over traditional leadership models? Take 1 minute. Right. Okay. Model answer. Data-driven leadership provides insights grounded in real-world evidence, reducing bias and improving the accuracy of decisions. Yeah. So because it's real time. Okay. So look at the next image and you know see if you understand it. It's about sectors that's using technology. There has to be some sort of trust, network openness, participation, and agility will have to come together, for leaders and managers to be able to uh, perform, at optimum while using digital technologies. Okay, empowering the virtual or online teams. Leaders must promote collaboration among remote teams using digital tools, encouraging virtual communication, and providing ongoing training, ensuring productivity and engagement. So that as we embrace technology and use technology in our day-to-day activities, managers will obviously need to ensure that their followers or workers are trained in how to use machines. Otherwise, they become sometimes become machine tenders. So they learn how to use machines and software and digital systems while operating online. Okay, and what is referred to as online means virtual teams. For example, GitLab is a fully remote company that successfully manages its global workforce through comprehensive digital collaboration tools. Okay, so again, another school of thought, there's a lot of advantages for working remotely. Okay, that you can look at, quite separately. But we have organizations that fully operate. Here in the university or college, we actually use a hybrid. So a few days we're in college, other times we're online. But there are organizations that fully 100% all workers operate uh, remotely, virtually, and can be in any country, and so long as and be given their own KPI, and so long as they are producing and working according to expectations and requirements, they get a pay every month. So that is the way we're headed now, since COVID, if you like, and also the advent of digitalization and globalization. Okay, and the emergence of digital technology in our lives and business today. Question: what strategies can leaders use to effectively manage virtual teams? What strategies can leaders use to effectively manage virtual teams? Model answer: leaders can use tools like project management software, for example, MS Project, Prince2, Merlin, and a few others. I'm quite familiar with these three. There are quite others that I have not used, but they are all project management tools. They enable leaders to set expectations, okay, offer continuous feedback, and encourage regular check-ins to maintain productivity. Okay. Um, Next, we look at leadership and management style in organizational culture. Here, leadership styles directly influence workplace behavior, like you saw in previous lessons. And the leadership styles directly influence workplace behavior, employee morals, and overall culture. So, supportive leaders foster open communication, flexible, creative, or creating a positive culture of trust and collaboration using any of those leadership styles that we saw previously. Okay. If you recall, we saw transformational, we saw situational, we saw participative, we saw autocratic, and we also saw democratic, we saw consultative. So all of these are, various type of leadership cultures. So an effective manager is one that, or leader is one that understands when to use any of those leadership qualities. Okay, so as to maintain openness in communication, flexibility, creativity, in you know in on the culture that exists in the organization, a culture of trust and collaboration among teams. For example, Zappo has built a culture of employee empowerment and exceptional customer service by fostering a fun, relaxed work environment. Quiz: how do leadership styles influence organizational culture? How do leadership styles influence organizational culture? 2 minutes. Okay. Model answer: leadership styles shape the workplace environment, guiding how employees interact, innovate, and align with the company's mission, vision, and values. Okay. Very well. Look at this image. How does that grab you? Very closely looking at this image, you find that for every culture, it's got to be created, and that's what's on the left. Got to be created, and as you create them, you need to maintain the culture for effectiveness. So when the culture is created and is being operated and used within organization, and new employees, are onboarded using the same, the culture, leadership qualities are being applied, then ultimately you will have a sustainable organizational culture. Okay. So concluding here, and reviewing what we've done so far. So what's the takeaway today? Organizational culture is shaped by mission, vision, and value, which guides employee behavior and attitudes. We also said that digital technologies have transformed organizational structure, leadership behaviors, and decision-making processes. We also said that effective leaders influence culture through their management style, fostering employee engagement and innovation. And lastly, we looked at embracing technology and adaptability is key for leaderships in today's dynamic, changing digital world. Is that clear? Is that clear? Do you agree? This is what we've covered in this lesson. So this is the objectives that we had earlier on, and we've covered it completely. Do you agree? Yes, that's good. And so, final question: in your opinion, which has the greatest impact on organizational culture? Is it leadership, mission, or technology? Yeah, oh, yeah, okay. Technology it is, yeah, but obviously, that in fact, each and every one of them, has an impact. Leadership has an impact. Mission, value, and you know, uh, vision, value, and visionary, and the mission has uh, an impact. And technology, of course, is really digital, technology. But all three would have some sort of impact. Okay, and in the center of it is technology, like we also found out. Okay, so that's quite good. Well done for that. Um, the homework I gave you yesterday is still here. So for those of you that missed the lesson yesterday, you have a homework that you need to be looking at. I want you to write a reflective piece analyzing the organizational culture of a company you are familiar with. Discuss how the culture influence employee behavior, motivation, and overall performance. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. You need to send it to me when you're done, either through Padlet Wall or my email. Reference these are additional references that you could use in addition to those that I gave you yesterday. Okay, and then of course you can also use the internet. Do you have any question for me? Thank you for participating. I will be happy to answer your questions. Any questions so far? Okay, fair enough. So thank you very much for attending. All right, and I'll catch up with you next week. Have a great, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now. Bye.